Welcome to the Moms Like Us Do Things Like This show. I'm super excited to bring you this special show that's just for moms. But before I tell you about the show, let me ask you a question. Have you noticed that there's a narrative going on? It's going on all around. You know the one, describing the mom life as a heavy, never get a shower life. And hang in there until they're big so you don't have to worry and you can get your real self back instead of the sweet season that it should be. Yes, it's true that the struggle is real. It's 100% real, but that doesn't mean it has to be that way all the time. You can crush it at motherhood instead of motherhood crushing you. I promise 100%. Hi, I'm Mona Corwin and I'm your host. I'm glad you joined me and other moms just like us as we discover how to manage modern motherhood in today's crazy world. I'm an author, international speaker, and I'm the founder of the MomsLikeUs Academy. I've been married for over 40 years, and I have 5 grown children. I do. Lovingly, I'm called Mona the Mom Mentor, and I coach moms all over the world. Probably moms just like you. Moms that want their marriages to last. Moms that don't want to mess up their kids. This is going to be a unique show that focuses on all things that are the mom life. Topics like marriage, mothering, managing your home, and finding that ever-shrinking time for self-care and spiritual growth. So what's so unique about this show? I mean, can a mom just find help on any Pinterest page or by Googling their questions? Well, sure she can. But how can you trust the sources that you find there? And honestly, how far will a 3-point meme get you anyway? Here's the truth. Google's never had kids, and Pinterest Perfect isn't possible anyway. This show does more than just scratch that surface of the struggles. We feature real-life experts that not only provide you with knowledge and strategies and tools for your mom life, but we do it through a Christian worldview. You see, the culture has a lot of advice everywhere, and some of it's actually pretty good. But what I've found is that most of it will only take you so far with that help. And then, well, it falls short. You know why? Because it leaves the God factor out. Here on the Moms Like Us Do Things Like This show, you can count on getting the most relevant and helpful solutions for today's challenges. From disciplining your children and intimacy with your children, even practical things like how to budget at Christmas. And know this, little mama. We won't be sidestepping any cultural issues. We'll tackle them and bring real life help for living in this world that's gone, well, it's gone a little crazy, don't you think? And you can be sure we'll be keeping God in those conversations. Because I mean, seriously, He has the best advice and directions anyway, right? So now I want to leave you with this one last thought. Yes, the struggle in motherhood is really real. But have I got good news for you? Are you ready? I want you to hold on to this thought, little mama. It's going to change that negative narrative that's in your head to a really positive one. Are you ready? Okay, here it is. Motherhood isn't a natural talent. It's a skill, and you can learn it. And it can all start by joining me each week as we venture into the world of motherhood and discover that you really can crush it at motherhood instead of motherhood crushing you. Because moms like us, well, we do things like this. And I want you to be there when we do. Okay, little mama, that's going to be the intro that I'm going to pop onto the page of our YouTube channel. It's also going to be on the Liftable channel, Liftable TV network, that is going to be the new place that you can find Moms Like Us Do Things Like This. I'm super, super excited that Liftable has asked me to join their great line of speakers and shows for their network. And today, I want to just take a moment between me and you as moms, and I want to be able to connect with you and tell you why I do what I do. So this is your introduction kind of into Mona, the mom mentor, and why she does what she does. So let me get started. Way back when my kids were really little, I had just become a Christian, and I just knew a little bit about the Bible, and I knew people prayed, but I didn't know how they did it or why it was even important. Back then, I didn't really know how to be a mom. I made lots of mistakes, lots and lots of mistakes. I wish that there had been something like this show and the Moms Like Us Academy and Liftable TV and those kind of things were available for moms like me, but there weren't. And so I would find myself in tears. I could almost feel the lump in my throat right now as I once again found myself yelling at my kids, making the same other mistakes again and again, and not knowing how to fix it, and not knowing any other way, not knowing any other tools. And I remember one night when I put my little boy in the tub, and I put him in the tub, and I put him in really hard because he didn't want to go in, right? They never do. And I took my hand and I popped the side of his leg. And I was frustrated, of course. And I sat down there and he was playing in the water. And my handprint was on, the little red handprint was on his little leg as he just continued to play and play. And I thought, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not gonna live in this kind of frustration. The little boy just didn't want to get in the tub. There was no reason to pop him on the leg. And I said, I'm not going to do this. I was raised that way. It's not going to happen on my watch. I'm going to change a generational line. Sorry, gets me choked up every time. I'm going to change this generational line. I'm going to change the way it was done. And I'm going to find a way to make my mothering work. And I'm going to find a way to do it the way God does it. I had no idea how I was going to do that. I didn't even know anybody that wanted to do that. But I talked to my husband and he's like, yeah, we're going to be different. We're going to change the generational line. We're going to leave all that was behind and all the bad stuff behind. We're only going to bring the good stuff forward with us. And we are going to raise our kids that love Jesus, that love each other. And we decided what those things were going to be. And as the years went by, I added things like honor, big deal in our house. Honesty, of course, in everybody's house. And I had a list of virtues that I wanted to instill into my kids. And if you belong to the Academy, you have teaching on that. There's a class on the Virtue Project. It's quite a great thing to be able to do that. I didn't want to live with the regret that I felt that night in the bathroom. I regretted how I was acting. I was regretting the time that was getting wasted. I was regretting that I was living in frustration. I don't want to do that anymore. I wanted to live with no regrets, which is kind of interesting because once I created the signature course for the Moms Like Us Academy and for the Moms Like Us brand in general, it is called the No Regrets Motherhood Blueprint, your guide to raising godly kids in a world that's gone crazy. I know. I'll put a link below for you to find it and be able to contact to get it for yourself so you can create a blueprint and grow a godly home and godly kids and have a marriage that's connected. We don't have to have our marriages be destroyed by the enemy of our souls. We don't have to be frustrated and think motherhood is just a waste of time. The thing that I learned and the thing that motivates me to create for you exactly what you're experiencing today and the Academy and all the other stuff that I do is because I know how valuable and how important being a mom is. Our culture does not give you a gold star for being a mom, especially if you're an at-home mom. And this isn't a discussion about work or not work, because the truth is, the majority of moms are either at-home moms full-time, their kids are smaller, or they are moms that have part-time jobs that work at home. And that is almost 50% of the moms. And the other 50% of the moms are actually working full-time. So we're both. Being a mom is so, so important. It's vital that you prioritize it. It's vital that as you look at what you're doing, that you learn how to do it, that you learn the issues, you learn the strategies and the tools, because God gave you those kids. He gave them to you and your husband to raise in a family. It's funny. They told us for years, learn everything that you need to learn and have a career and, climb that ladder, like get in there, get a mentor, have them show you the tricks of the trade and all of that stuff. And you studied and you studied. But that's not the only time you learn things. You learn things when you wanted to play soccer or you wanted to do a backflip like I did as a cheerleader. Like we learn things all the time. But when it comes to motherhood, somehow, we just think we can wing it. Like, you can't wing this, little mama. You cannot wing it. You can't be unintentional. You have to be intentional to be able to get a grip on it and raise kids that God had given to you. Like to raise them to be good and of good character and all of that. Like, you know what you want. We have to learn. Motherhood isn't a natural talent, sweetie. You just don't wake up one day and go, I really should be getting this. I really should know what I'm doing. That's how I felt. I'm like, I babysat kids. Like, I should be able to do this. I'm a mother. Like, I love my kids. Like, I should be able to do this. Why can't I get this straight? Why is it a mess all the time? Why are I'm yelling at the kids all the time? Why can't I get this kid potty trained? Why are the boys fighting? Why am I always the referee? Why am I always responding? Why can't I take a 2-hour lunch? Right? We don't have to live in this chaos. It's chaos that, honestly, I was creating myself. You might be too. I was creating it because I didn't know. I didn't know how to respond. But you know what? I did something important. I found an older woman and I confided in her. Now, I couldn't tell my mom, and I certainly wasn't going to tell my friends. I already felt like I was, 1 minute away from being exposed as the worst mom ever. Have you ever felt that way? I know I have. You're not. You're not the worst mom ever. You're probably a mom that's really frustrated and needs some tools and some systems and some strategies to nail it, to win at motherhood, not winging it all the time. You probably just need a little help, a little advice. And I started finding books, and we didn't have the internet back then. And so I would go to the bookstore and I would stand in front of the bookshelves and I would just look for books on mothering and parenting and ideas and all of that. And I would buy them. I did the same thing to learn how to read the Bible and how to learn more about the Bible. And I listened to the radio, James Dobson, bless his heart. He he taught me almost everything I know about parenting because I found the radio programs and I listened to them, and I would sit and I would say, I'm in school. And I would sit with my paper and my pen, and I would order tapes, and I listened to them taking the kids to school. And I worked hard to be able to learn what I needed to learn. You're going to have to work hard too, but at least the things will be available for you. Pinterest isn't going to help you. They have great graphics, and the titles get me every time. How about you? They get me every time. But they're not going to be enough. They're not going to be enough. And how can you trust what you're reading and you're clicking on in Google? How can you trust that? As a Christian mom, I wanted to make sure that what I was doing was like biblical and something that would match God. And so I have a system for how I look at things and how much I read. I read a lot, and how much I read and how much I allow to stay in my brain depends on this little system. I can teach you that another day. Motherhood is really, really important. You must prioritize it. It doesn't happen overnight. Children are not born basically good. As we know, when the 2-year-old is throwing something at you and biting his brother in the back of the leg. They have to be taught. Are you going to do it? Do you know how to do it? Well, I'm here to help you. I'm here to help you. The show's here to help you. The Moms Like Us Academy is here to help you. You can get one-on-one coaching if it's a real personal problem. I don't do it as much as I used to, but I certainly do have spots that are available for personal coaching. And if you're in the academy, you always have access to me to email me, and I get to my emails as soon as I can. Anyways, little sweet mama, I want to leave you with something. This world has gone crazy. And we just might, y'all and me, we just might be raising the end time generation. If we're not raising the end time generation, then we're raising the people that will raise the people of the end time generation. Are they going to be ready? Are they going to be ready to withstand the things that they need to withstand? Like what we're seeing now in the world that we're seeing now. Are your kids ready? Will they be ready? Could you be that kind of a mother that would help them get ready, that would equip them and teach them the things that God would need them to know? Can you be that kind of mom? It's a heavy weight. It's one that's serious. I don't mean to be serious. I'm usually not too serious. But sweetie, you have a high calling. It's a mission. It is a ministry too, but it's a mission to raise a godly family, to have a godly marriage, to have a home that has peace in it, that feels like a warm hug when people come in it. That's a mission. That's a mission. You can do this. It's a skill. It doesn't come natural. You learn it. And you can learn it. I believe you can learn it. My last thought. When it was time for God to send his only son to the earth and do what was required of him, God didn't send his son into academia where he could be taught all the things. He didn't send his son into the synagogue where they knew all the Bible stuff and all of that. And he didn't send his son to the educational system where he could learn about reading, writing, math, and all that. And he certainly didn't send his son to a village where everybody could have input. No. Sweetheart, when it was time for God to send his son to earth, he sent them into the arms of a mother. That should give you goose pimples. I'm feeling them right now. into the arms of a mother. And he put in a mother the innate desire, passion that even when she doesn't know how, she figures it out. Even when someone's going to come after that baby, that mama bear's coming out. Even when it feels like there's no way and she can't get any sleep, her baby is going to be taken care of. God put that inside of a mother. And if you're a mother, you know it. You know what I'm talking about, right? But he sent his son into the arms of a mother, a helpless baby, because he knew what he had placed inside of women when they become mothers. I didn't get it till I got a baby. I didn't get it till I got a baby. And he sent that baby into the arms of a mom under the protection and leadership of a dad in a family. God's all about family. As a matter of fact, it's one of the things that we're going to have in heaven that we take from earth. Family. We're brothers and sisters in Christ. God calls us his children. He's our father. He's all about family. So family's a big deal. But the world would have us think it isn't. The world would have us think that it's just a place where you like get cleaned up and hugs and kisses and homework's done, and then you go out to do the real important thing that you are called to do. Really? You know what the most important thing on the planet is to God? The most important thing. And I can say that without reservation. It's people. People are the most important thing to God. And the enemy hates people. He's always trying to get us to be kill, steal, and destroy. You know the scripture. People. And little people at that. Little helpless people that literally will walk into the street where cars are that would eat a battery. Like, why do they do this? It's not even candy. Doesn't even smell good. But he knew where to place his children in a family. Now, it is aunties and uncles and grandmas and grandpas, of course. That's all part of the wonderfulness and the extended families. And yes, it can go out a little bit into the village. I'm not saying it can't. But you're responsible. It's your baby. It's your husband. It's your marriage. It's your home. And the enemy of your soul would like to destroy it. And he is destroying many, 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 many. 50% of Christian marriages end in divorce. We're not immune because we're Christians. But we do have a roadmap that God will take us down. And we do have a way through his Spirit to be able to raise godly kids and have a good marriage, even when it's hard and even when it's chaotic and even when it's in this crazy world that we live in. All right. This might have gone a little longer than normal, but I wanted you to hear from my heart exactly why I do what I do, exactly what motivates me to help moms, exactly why I consider it an honor and a privilege to help you crush it at motherhood instead of motherhood crushing you. Because God's got you. He wants you to be able to have the help you need. Okay, that's it, little mama. I hope you have a really great day, because moms like us, oh, remember, moms like us, we do things like this. We learn how to raise our family up in a godly way. We put our family as a priority in our lives, and we learn to follow God and with his word in our hearts. I guess his words in our hearts. His love is in our hearts, and his provision for our children is in our hands. And that's it for now. I will see you next time on Moms Like Us Do Things Like This. Let's play the intro just one more time because I love it.